Today, but we were late anyway. I'm Heidelin with Austin Entertainment Management. This is our Music Strategy Live. How you doing today, Mike?
I'm doing good. How you guys doing out there?
Well, we've got an exciting show today called The Gift is in the Opportunity. And this particular episode was inspired by one of our partners, Scout Music, that asked if we could just do like a one-page sheet or flyer of what our services are with Austin Entertainment Management. And I was working on that and I was like, not only is this a great idea to have the flyer, because it's nice to have a website, but you could get lost in the website and sometimes overwhelmed, like, oh, I don't know what I'm looking at here. So to just have one page that says what we're doing to build a thriving global music community is a great idea. And while I'm at it, since you don't always know, like, well, this is just a one-line thing, like, what does this even mean? I figured that if we did a little episode on it, then we would have some clarification on each section and how things work to help answer any questions that you might have from looking at this flyer. So what do you think, Mike? Is this a good idea?
Great idea.
All right.
Great idea.
So we're talking to musicians that want to create music today. So if you are a musician that wants to create music, hang in there because this episode is for you. But before we get into that, we want to talk about some of our events that are going on. Last week, I talked about how we were doing the wrap up for the Pharmapalooza videos. And of course, we were interviewing a number of people. So I kind of guessed that it was going to be more than just one video release. And it did turn into 5. There was a really unusual interruption about right in the middle of the interviews by this big, huge crab in my backyard that my dog was going to get snipped by, because you know how she likes to.
It had a big claw.
Yes, it had a big claw. And you can see. So anyway, his video was posted on Sunday, and because of his great fame, all the paparazzi were lined out outside of the house. So we had to remove him from the backyard into protective custody, far away into the woods. That's not really what happened. I just couldn't have him snapping at my dog, and he decided he was going to live on the porch. So, yeah. Anyway.
That was a good way to describe it, though.
Those interviews were a lot of fun to record, some really great recaps of the event. So if you didn't catch those last week, you can go over to our YouTube channel and check that out. I should post that in the comments, what our YouTube channel is, so you can go over there. But you can also find that over at howsthebomb.com. So this week for our interview, we're going to have Schroeder Nordholt, who is our vocal coach for the group. And not only does he coach as far as singing, but he coaches you how to use your voice as far as speaking. And if you are comfortable with getting up on stage and performing and singing, it's really not that big of a stretch to go into the realm of public speaking. And so Schroeder is a great example of ways that you can use other things that you're talented with to bring in other revenue streams. So we're going to be doing kind of a little teaser episode because he is going to be our guest speaker for the monthly meeting, the third Monday of the month, which, let's see. Let me tell you the date on that while I'm thinking about it. While my computer doesn't want to load. That
There we go. got the YouTube link in there.
Ooh. Sorry, guys. Something weird happened with my connection there for a second. He's going to do some fun vocal exercises with us during that meeting. So it's good for you, even if you're not the singer of the band, come to that networking group and do the exercises with us. You're going to love Schroeder, and you're going to get an introduction to him this Friday.
Nice.
Yeah, right?
Hell yeah. I did. Oh, that's excellent news.
So, those are pretty much my updates for this week. So let's get talking about that gift that's in the opportunity. I want to talk about kind of how all this came together really quickly, with Austin Entertainment Management and me doing these videos and all of it. And I've been working on being a rock star for a very long time. And my discoveries as far as who makes it in the industry and who doesn't make it in the industry comes down to a few things that I've noticed. How well do you manage your time? How well do you manage your money? And what do you know about business? And the best way to see if you know the right things is to have music mentors, people that have worked in the industry, that have done the things that you want to do. Those are the people that you want to be listening to. You don't want to be talking to your mom or even like your best friends. Like, they don't really know the answers that you need to know. So seeking out these mentors is really key to getting you there. And the other part is, then once you know what you stand for, what you want to put out into the world, is then attracting that audience and growing that community. So that's just another part of all of this. And when you have the pieces put together, I mean, you still have to have a good show. You still got to be a good performer. But once you put these other pieces together, you don't have to be the best out of everyone out there. You just have to put forth consistent, minimal effort, and you'll get there. So I love to collaborate. I love what happens, especially with music, when a group of people come together and start working on something and where that song goes and what it evolves into. So when it came to the music business side of the bands, I always felt kind of alone. Like, if I wanted to talk to a lot of the members in my group, like, you know, going to hang out at a bar so that we could get booked might not be top priority to them, or working on the social media posts, or wanting to do videos and things like that to promote ourselves. And so I always felt kind of like I didn't have anyone to talk to. And as I go and I talk to other musicians, I realize that there are other leaders of the bands that are doing all the business side of the bands, but they really don't have any kind of support. They don't have anybody else to talk to, things that they're working on. So I thought that building a community such as Austin Entertainment Management would allow the leaders of the bands to come together, network with each other, share ideas with each other. So all together, all of our bands, all of our music can get out there and heard by the people that we're trying to affect. So thanks to Hal Austin, I want to give him a shout out. You know, people always ask, where Austin Entertainment Management, where did that name come from? Well, it came from our number one music supporter. He's a huge music fan, Hal Austin. And it's really thanks to him that these videos have been produced, and I've had time to think about how best can we support the music community and help everyone thrive. So what we're talking about today is how we're helping musicians who want to create music. We know that musicians want to have time, energy, and financial freedom to be able to create music.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So our services connect these individuals with resources and education so you can excel in personal performance, have an overall awesome sense of well-being, healthy relationships, and a knowledge of music business.
Yep.
So we realize that time and money are a big issue for musicians. We don't have a lot of time. We're trying to push like a bunch of stuff into our schedule so that we're spending time with our family, we're supporting our family with our jobs, and still we have to have time and energy left over to be able to sit down and create. You and I were talking about this last week, Mike, about you being up in the middle of the night working on your song.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what I do. Just try to fit it in sometimes, but I also try to not let it affect like anything else of my day. So if I'm staying up late and I'm writing, then I'm still gonna get up early and do what I have to do either way. So trying to find the balance.
And I've definitely been stuck there too, where, I scheduled time to work on music, but I'm just so exhausted from everything else. And all of my good energy has been spent. And
Right.
now here I am, and I just don't want to. And so it can be difficult when you're hearing us talk about, oh, like, great, there's like more stuff that I have to do. I've been there. And the way that I got around that is, number one, realizing that I didn't have to do my best at everything. And even though you might feel really super passionate about music and you want to put your best foot forward, sometimes that's stopping you. And that's causing you to procrastinate and not even start a little bit. So when you're working around me, I'm going to constantly remind you to consistently do your least. And when you do that and you track it, you're going to see how all of these small steps have added up to big success.
Yeah.
You're going to be a whole lot further than if you're waiting for the perfect moment to get started.
Yeah.
So that's why we have our free services, so that you can just kind of get an idea of where you're headed from here. And then if you're ready to invest more into yourself and we step into the money hurdle side of it, that's where we have our paid services. So let me start with the free services, because everyone loves the free services. And so I'm going to share our website. What we have scrolling at the bottom of the screen, howlsthebomb.com/music community, that's going to take you to this page. And I guess I have to go on that page to scroll it. So we talk about our free resources that we have for musicians, like Schroeder and like Jeff and Sarah and Ed. We've got a whole bunch of people that have different specialties within music, within business, that are ready to show you how you can apply that to your music business. And so they have created short lessons for you, which you can find some of those recorded lessons in our Accountable to Music Facebook group. I'll get to that in a second. But you can also click on this button right here, and it's going to take you to this page over here. And this is where it introduces you to more of our resources for musicians. Now back over to the music community page. You've got the replays from our music strategy live that we do every week. So every week we're trying to think of topics that are relevant to musicians that are going to help you in the regards to how am I getting in my own way? How are my relationships getting in my way? How is my unhappiness getting in my way? And how is my lack of business knowledge getting in my way? And so we're addressing what has you stuck. So this music strategy live is just trying to give you some ideas of maybe some things that you haven't thought of yet, or you haven't addressed yet, or you're not really sure what you're going to do. And so this starts to give you some of the pieces of the strategy that you can put together. For some people, and I was stuck in this for a really long time, it's not that I didn't know what to do. I was very aware of what I should be doing. I just wasn't doing it. And I was running into the time issues of not having any time to do anything, not having the energy to do it when I did schedule time. And then I would just feel really bad about it. And I would beat myself up over it. And then that really wouldn't help me get started on anything either.
Yeah.
So our Accountable to Music group is a Facebook group, and it's a virtual mastermind. So every week it takes you through some prompts for, hey, what do you want to do this week? Share it with the group. Hey, what are you struggling with? Now it's midweek. Like, how far are you? We do some sharing for resources for what would help other people that are in the group. And then at the end of the week, we celebrate what we got done. Because believe it or not, that's one of the things that you might not be doing that's keeping you from getting the success you want.
Absolutely.
You're not recognizing how successful you've already become. And you're hoping to reach the status that you've become, and you don't realize that you're already there because you've never actually stopped to celebrate how far you've come since you started.
Mm-hmm. That's so true, because sometimes we overlook our progress in lieu of perfection. So it's like we completely overlook everything we've been accomplishing, and that sucks. It sucks to not give yourself that credit.
Exactly. And that was one of the biggest breakthroughs that I had gotten when I started working with a coach.
Mm-hmm.
He pointed out that I was regularly practicing. I played some shows. It wasn't a lot at the time, but I had played a couple shows. We were writing music, and we hadn't had anything recorded yet, but we had our own songs. So he's like, you're already doing the thing. So why are you not a rock star? Why do you keep saying when I become,
Mm-hmm.
when you are? So kind of cool.
So true. That hits
And that's what our monthly meeting is about, okay? Is meeting people that can give you little insights like that one, little breakthroughs that are going to get you to the next step in wherever you're headed with your music. It's also going to give you an opportunity and a safe space to learn about networking. So maybe you haven't attended any Zoom meetings, you've never gone to any online networking meetings, you haven't gone to any in-person networking meetings. You're not even really sure what networking means and what you're supposed to do while you do it. This is a good place for you to start as a musician. If you're not comfortable with it, you're pretty introverted, even though you go out on stage and you perform. I get that. That's me.
Me too.
So that's why we created this group, okay? So you can get over your shyness and realize that there's a bunch of different ways that we can collaborate together as musicians, not just in the songwriting process. Okay, so that is the monthly networking meeting and our free services that we have. So the next level is our paid services. And in order to work with Austin Entertainment Management, there's a limited amount of spots and you have to qualify to join. And to qualify, you can you could do a personal music strategy session, which is another free service. And basically, you're going to book a call with me. We're going to sit down for an hour. We're going to talk about what you've been doing so far with your music, where you want to go with your music. And then we come up with a couple action items that can get you going right now. So that's number one way that you can get qualified. Number two is you can just do a quick 15-minute call with me, and I'm going to ask you some pre-qualified questions. And just so you're not like, I'm really nervous about making a phone call and I have no idea what to expect, Mike and I are going to do some role play on this phone call right now.
Let's get it.
Okay, so Mike is a new musician or new to the AM concept, and he wants to know more about our paid services and if he qualifies. So he's going to go to the link that's going to be on the flyer that I'm going to post, or he's going to scan the QR code, and he is going to schedule 15 minutes to be on my schedule so that I have it reserved for you. And then I'm going to go ahead and give you a call. So now that we've got that, the scene is set. Okay, you ready? Like dialing your number. Ring, 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 ring.
Hello?
Hey, is this Mike?
This sure is.
Hey, Mike. It's Heidi from Austin Entertainment Management. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, Heidi?
I'm doing pretty good. So thank you for booking this 15-minute call with me. I just have a few pre-qualifying questions.
Sure, go ahead.
All right. So the first question that I have for you is, what do you wish you were spending more time on every day or every week?
Well, right now, my band is trying to get more in the studio, so I wish I was spending more time recording or getting in there.
Okay, awesome. My second question is, why do you want to spend more time doing that?
Well, I know that our band wants to get some songs out on social media. We want to kind of have like a physical copy or something to bring to our shows. So it's really important for us to get our name out there.
Okay, so why is it important for your band to be on social media and to be selling albums?
We're trying to build up our fan base and try to connect with more people.
Okay, why do you want to build up your fan base and connect with more people?
Well, because when it comes to our music, we're trying to make music for people that like we relate to.
And why is it important for you to make music for people you relate to?
I want to help people that are or in similar situations to me.
And would you say that's really the reason why you play music?
I'd say between that and wanting to express myself, yeah.
So there was one more why level down. Awesome. So that is your why and the real purpose behind why you want to spend time doing this. So now that you know that, let's see what's getting in your way. So why aren't you spending more time getting in the studio and recording those songs?
Well, right now I'm working 40 hours a week, and a couple of my bandmates are pretty busy, so it's been kind of difficult to get on the same page or find the time to do that.
Okay, time. Now, thank you for your answers to those questions. If you want to make change in your life and have it be sustained, it just takes some small, consistent effort to build new neural pathways in our brain. And because our brain is programmed, it can be difficult to change that programming if you don't know how you programmed it to begin with.
Okay.
So if I could show you how you can change your time hurdles and make that into a gift or opportunity rather than a bunch of stuff that's slowing you down and getting in your way, would you take 15 minutes out of your already busy schedule to imperfectly practice and learn a habit to make these changes over the next year?
I think I could spare at least 15 minutes out of my day to be able to do that. I could do it first thing in the morning or, before bed, or even I could find 15 minutes.
Are you interested in learning how the business of music works so you can reach your super fans, get bigger opportunities, and have money to make your music project sustainable?
Absolutely.
All right, cool. Well, you are the perfect person that I would like to work with. Would you like to work with me?
Count me in.
Awesome. So that question answering part only took us about 10 minutes. And in the last 5 minutes, I would explain more about our paid services. And so we have, thanks to my affiliateship with Positive Intelligence, I'm able to provide music mental fitness for musicians. When I look at the need in my own life for the hurdles that are getting in my way, it really comes down to the way that I'm thinking about everything that's going on around me. My own performance, the performance of others, and each and every situation that comes to me. So we're able to provide for musicians a couple different packages. If you want to work with us for a year, we've got the Music Mental Fitness 8-week program plus Grow, and that's $1,997. If you just want to get a taste for what this is about and figure out what you want to do next, you can do the Music Mental Fitness 8-week program alone, and that is $1,497. We also have a music mastermind, and we're running out of time, Mike. So tell them more about the music mastermind. How has the music mastermind been valuable for you?
I personally think the Music Mastermind is freaking awesome. Awesome. Like, literally, if you're a musician, you're an artist, you're out there doing your thing, this is the best thing that you could possibly do because you're connecting with people who are on the same level as you, people who have amazing ideas, that have great insight and great wisdom, and being able to talk about your projects and talk about other people's projects and have Heidi coaching you through these scenarios and these situations. Like, you can't even put a price on that because like you don't get that type of engagement, especially if you're like me, where you don't have too many like musical friends or too many people around you in your immediate area to bounce these ideas off of. We have this once a week and for an hour, and we're sitting here constantly just going at it. And it's a lot of fun, and it holds us accountable to what we're doing, but it also um, broadens the horizons for us. It makes you think, it makes you feel more creative. And every time I get off those meetings, I want to write, I want to make music, I want to do things. So it's like I said, you can't put a price on it, and I highly recommend it. Do it for yourself, if anything.
Well, I'll tell you that typical masterminds, and masterminds are very common with successful people. There's, lawyers that get together and do lawyer masterminds, and there's financial masterminds and just entrepreneur masterminds. And typically these people are paying $10,000 for the year of a mastermind. Now, I know that seems a little crazy, especially when most of us are at this plateaued level of maybe our foot's a little bit in the music industry, but it's out because we're not really spending the amount of time that we want to be spending on it, and we're not making the right amount of money. So to make that jump is a little bit much to invest. So we have the music mastermind for a year for $9.97. And if that $1,000 for the year is just a little bit too much all at once, you can just join monthly and see how it's benefiting you and make sure that that investment really is giving you the return that you're looking for. And so monthly, you can pay $97 a month for the mastermind. And you may be thinking, oh my goodness, like these prices are still like kind of high for me. Like, so don't let this stop you from doing that 15-minute call with me. Because what did I do with you, Mike, when we initially had this first phone call and we talked?
So for me, since I didn't have all the resources to pay, what you worked out with me is you were able to put my skills to work to help balance it out. So it's like a scratch your back, scratch my back type thing. So if you have something to offer, and you don't have the finances immediately, then it's a great way to do that, because I do some helping out with the community that I really believe in, and in turn I get some access to some pretty amazing things.
And so just like in the old days when people bartered to get stuff, like, yes, you can barter, because that's kind of the situation that we're in. And there's a lot that I can teach you on how to apply the skills that you have to your music business.
Yeah.
So we also have some really awesome discounts in financing thanks to our sponsor memberships. So I've run out of time, so I can't talk about the sponsor membership, so that's probably okay. So next week we can talk about this sponsor memberships and how businesses that want to support the music scene can get involved with Austin Entertainment Management. But it's thanks to these sponsors that we're able to offer discounts to musicians. And so when we do that 15-minute call and we pre-qualify you, then you're going to be able to find out what we have available at the time based on who we have and what kind of offers through the sponsors. Mm-hmm. So don't be afraid to reach out. Do a phone call with us.
Invest in your dreams.
Invest in your dreams. Like, it just 15 minutes per day, okay? We're going to start with just 15 minutes per day, and then we're going to build on that. Mm-hmm. Just a little bit more and a little bit more. We started with just a little bit with you, Mike, and you're one of the more active members in the group. We're producing this live together. We're working on some other stuff together as part of our trade agreement. How many hours per week are you investing into this education and into yourself?
Between live videos and stuff like that I do with you, probably around 4 hours a week.
Okay, and let me ask, how many more hours per week are you investing into your own music projects compared to when you started with this group?
Such a difference that I have to laugh about it. That's how bad it is. Because during that time period, I didn't realize my potential or what I was even capable of. It was this group and you personally that helped me realize what I am capable of. So I was able to take that and realize that I wasn't doing even 25% of what I thought I could have, and how much I could actually push myself and how much I could get done. Because, like, you've seen all I've accomplished this year just with your help, and I definitely would not have done that if I did not have AEM with me. So And that's pure honesty right there. Invest in your dreams,
I've been
people.
wanting him to say that.
I swear, that's pure honesty. If you don't believe me, check out my song, Empress.
And that's something else. We have guarantees on the processes that we're teaching you. So if you get started in with us and you're like, you know what, this just doesn't fit with what I want to do, then we have some money back guarantees as well. So the moral of this episode is, if you are a musician that wants to create music and you don't have the time, you don't have the energy, and you don't have the financial funds to keep working on what you want to do, come talk to us. We're here to help you.
Yep.
All right, cool. Well, that wraps up this week's episode. I guess I have next week's episode planned out for me. We're going to be talking more about the sponsorship memberships. And do you have anything you want to wrap this episode up with, Mike?
Just like I was saying before, I just want to keep reiterating out there, like, don't give up on yourself. Like, we all know this musical journey can be difficult if we allow ourselves to keep believing that it's difficult. But the ones who are going to be successful are the ones that invest in themselves, and they invest in all the areas of music, not just playing, but the business aspect also. And that's how we become successful on our own. We don't need to just hope for a prayer where someone just comes and discovers us out of nowhere in our local town and all of a sudden we're huge. Like, that's less likely to happen. But if you're investing in yourself consistently, like Heidi said, even just a little bit a day, doing the minimum that you can do, it's inevitable you're going to get better and you're going to get to where you want to be. And you're going to see that maybe everything that you wanted was right there in front of you the entire time. So invest in yourself, invest in your dreams, believe in yourself, and don't give up. Give us a chance. Try out AEM.
That was a great wrap up, Mike. I love that. So until next week, we will see you later. Make sure to check out our interview with Schroeder on Friday. Bye-bye.